Hello, everybody. What's happening out there? We got Starlene here, new member. New member. Very good. Very, very good. The Jersey lady, Joanne, Winston, Gloria, Scott, Linda, BC. They're coming in. And on the phone from Canada, Judy's on the phone, $1. Hello, Judy.
Hello, John. Hi, everybody. Good to be here as always. Good show last night it was.
Yep. Hello, Scott. There's the $1. Everybody's saying hello. Wait for people to come in. Usually the delay. Everybody can hear us. Our volume's okay. I did lower the telephone volume a little bit. Judy, I hope you're.
Can you hear me okay, guys? Because we forgot to ask that question.
This is John, Deborah. This is John. Hello, Vicky. And Jeff M. Loud and clear. Judy is low. I knew that was going to happen.
Scott says it's loud and sounds good there, and Cindy says she can hear us and see you. And Scott says Judy sounds good as well. So.
Yep, I just cranked it up, Judy. I just cranked it up.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, Linda says that's better.
Yep, it's going through my head like the Grand Canyon, but that's okay.
Do you want me to whisper?
No. Hello, Doreen. Okay. How are you? As long as they can hear you, that's what we got to know. You know what I mean, Judy?
Yes, gotcha.
It's no sense of us talking and nobody hears us, especially you over the telephone. Curtis is in the house. All that weather down there southwise, tornadoes and hurricanes or whatever the heck's happening down here. This weather is just crazy, guys. All right, let's get my thank yous out there, Judy, on my Wednesdays. My YouTube supporters, the Knights, the Captains, the Marshals, the Senechels, and the people who send me and our group super chats and stickers. They only can send them live. And I appreciate the people that do send the funds that way. I want to thank Sarah for rejoining. And Starlene rejoined somewhere. I just saw when I turned it on. I'll have to check that out. I want to thank I Dead Pirate and Caroline and Virginia and Starlene and Luke and Jeff M and Curtis and Jenna and Kelly and Becky and Josh and Mark and Barbara, $1 and Todd, Renee T, Roxy, Jazdia, Wayne for your support, and all the Knights for you helping out on your support. And also for Judy, thank you for your support and helping me with these podcasts, Judy. I thank you so much live.
Oh, you're welcome, John. Always. I love it.
And Daniel, the Professor Spino, unbelievable, just unbelievable reads that he puts on our group and helps Judy. Unbelievable.
He is. And he helps straighten us sometimes when we're wrong, too.
Yep. And also I want to thank Doug Crowell for answering people in our Quest of Oak Island Facebook group to set the facts straight, which I love. I hate rumors. I hate hearsay. I love it coming right from the people, from themselves. So, Doug, thank you so much for helping out the group. Also want to wish a happy birthday to Carmen Lake today. It's Carmen's birthday. Happy birthday, Carmen.
Happy birthday, Carmen. Hope you have a good one.
And also, guys, mark your calendar. On Saturday, April 16th, on Saturday, at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we will have Scott Clark join me live for your questions. So get ready for those Templar questions, the Masonic questions, and anything else you have questions for him that you just saw him on the Curse of Oak Island, the last couple of episodes. So get your questions ready. I'll start promoting it in a couple of days. Sending it to YouTube, Twitter, and our Facebook. But it's going to be Scott Clark live with me, April 16th, Saturday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So get your questions ready. Hello, Ashley, Linda. And there's the professor. Good evening, John, Judy, and friends.
Hi, Daniel.
Hello, Brooke. And also, if you guys, something inspired you, I mean, season 9 is done in their book. But if anything inspired you to draw something or do something about Oak Island for season 9 or from 1 to season 9, Judy, send it to us. We got a page that towards the end of the year, this summer, we're going to need some content. Hello, Steve. To get through a couple of weeks of summer. So we need some content to get through the summer and see if there is a season 10. I have no idea. And when we find out, you'll be the first to know. And I want to thank my moderators, Tammy, Judy, Renee, Michelle, Daniel, Starlene, and Kathy. And our Quest lifetime contributor is Chris Donor. The call-in number is 1-323-813-4135. When you see it scrolling on the bottom, don't know how many episodes are left. I want to thank my main crew from the Facebook group, Quest of Oak Island, where we have over 70,000 people. I want to thank my YouTube supporters and my YouTube people that subscribe. Please hit that subscribe button. It's free. Hit that like button. That's how they show if we're growing on YouTube. I thank you so much. And I also have a paid side of YouTube for support. Thank you. I also want to thank our Anchor Host radio side, Judy. The podcast from iHeartRadio, Apple Radio, Spotify, Pandora, that's growing in leaps and bounds. And also Twitter Live. Hi, guys. We're getting 25 to 40 views on Twitter, Judy. That's really weird. I only used to get 5, 3, 5, 4, whatever. So people are watching on Twitter to expand our reach, Judy.
Oh, that's great, John. I probably to the end of the season, everybody's wondering what's going to happen, but it's good to have them aboard.
And listen, look at this one here. Joanne, 1 coin from DM2, and I think I will faint from excitement.
I agree.
And the professor.
Daniel just put on, he heard there are 6 more shows and 2 of them are drilling downs.
Yup, the drilling downs, they got to stick in. Those will be our double whammies. Judy, are you ready?
I will be.
The drilling downs have been very informative. Very, very informative. Last night was called The Lot of Secrets. A new theory suggests that the Lot 8 might hide one of the most sought-after religious artifacts in history. Hello, Jazz. What did you think of that, guys? Do you think that that stone or that brooch, actually we saw it in a setting, could actually be something that goes on to the breastplate of a Templar? What do you think, guys?
I think anything's possible, John. And I did notice on one of the pictures that Scott showed that there seemed to be a frame around those stones on the plate. But I need to look closer, so I gotta go over it again.
Yeah, we'll have to ask when Scott comes on live. That's what we'll have to do it, because I thought the thing was in a bracket, not a bracket. What do you want to call it? Not a bracket, a setting, like a brooch in a setting. Now you girls know all that. How do you wear a brooch like that? Does that go around your wrist? Does that pin onto your dress? How do you wear a brooch like that, guys? Who knows?
Yeah. That size of one, John, you would wear it pinned on you if it is a brooch.
Because that thing's big, right, Judy?
Yes. You don't see them much today, John, but in my grandmother's day, you did.
Right. I would think, even when my grandmother wore some things, she put them, big ones, I'm saying, like on the side of a hat. She had like a Sunday hat, not a Sunday hat. I don't know, whatever the women wear, what they call a hat, that they pinned it to the side of the hat because it was so big. Or a big coat, if they were wearing a big coat, because of the heaviness of something like that big to wear. What do you think, Judy? Help me out here.
Yeah, John, I know I had one. It wasn't red, it was green, and it was quite large, given to me by an older friend.
Mm-hmm.
And she had it from her mother,
mm-hmm.
and it was quite large, but it was a pin that I wore on my shirt.
Mm-hmm. Or Linda says in the hair, yeah. So I was just wondering how a person would wear that brooch that we saw with the mounting on it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe to hold a scarf together. Very good, Tammy. I like it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Usually pin on a scarf to fix it to a dress. Yeah, like it would be a big thing to put something together, layers of clothing together to hold it like a tie. Yeah. You guys are the best. Winston says the brooch was dated prior 1795. Yeah, way prior. Jazz Dia could wear them on coats or hats. You could not wear something like that brooch on a thin fabric. Yeah, that would just sort of flop down. You know what I mean, Judy?
Right, for sure it would.
So that's what I was thinking of. I don't know why Johnny thinks of those things now that we had this brooch for how many years that we've seen it, Judy.
Right, yeah, and it's been a while. Frankly, I really hope Scott is right.
Right, and this is the first time I came up with, well, how is it actually worn on wardrobe? I don't know why I'm thinking of it now in 2022, but I told you my brain is pretty burnt.
It sounds like it, yeah, really.
Carol says, depends on the era. Yep. King Richard III could wear it on a cap or a tunic. Yeah. Yeah, the old pictures, they always had these big things all over them. You know what I mean?
Yep, they sure did.
And they showed what they had, like the crown jewels and stuff like that. They wore them on their crowns, on their around their necks. No matter how much jewelry it was, they were decked out, Judy, in the old times.
They sure were, John. And I just wouldn't care to wear them today. They're just not my thing.
Right. Plus, you would get robbed within 5 minutes walking down the street if you live in a little neighborhood that's a little iffy. You know what I mean?
I got that right, yes.
You don't have to worry about them stealing your purse. They just rip your clothes off and take all your jewelry and just leave you there. You know, the way this world's turning.
Yeah, it's scary sometimes.
All righty. But I thought it was a good show. A good show. They got the little digger to go to lot 8. They got a 5-foot permit, but I wish they got one to go to the 20 feet, Judy. I mean, 5 feet, it showed something at 5 feet. But Oak Island, I always wanted, okay, let's see if we can go 20 feet. But I guess it was too deep for them to do that first permit at 20 feet. They wanted to see the 5-foot level, Judy.
Yeah, I see that. Hopefully next week they will be able to do some more. If not, we'll have to wait till next year.
Yep, we got to see what's going on for next year. I have no idea. And the professor, I saw a picture of Henry VIII wearing something similar. Yeah, they wore it. Ceremonial, makes sense. This brooch was valuable and not likely worn every day, so the theory that it's ceremonial makes sense. Yeah. Yep, they showed it, you know what I mean? They showed it. And then I was trying to get, my PMs were blowing up I was hearing bing, 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 bing all day long.
Oh, wow.
You know why, Judy?
No, why, John?
I posted the update from Oak Island Tours that there will be no tours in the year 2022. So I'm saying to myself, let me see. As far as I knew, the COVID subsided, borders are opened up, but my information that I had to get after my bing, bing, bings were going off all day, I had to find out. So from up there, they're saying it's like a phase 6 in COVID again up there in Nova Scotia. Well, that's all the
Really?
That's all the information I have. So they're going to play it safe. And again, for 2022, no tours.
Okay.
Hello,
Well, I have
Gustavo.
not heard that, John, that the COVID is back there, but I'll keep my ears open for sure.
Well, I got that from a good source. So that's why I wanted to find out, well, what happened? Maybe they couldn't get no volunteers, I was thinking, because I thought the COVID was just a done deal,
Yes, I did too, and I do realize that they want to keep the fellowship safe as well. That's important.
Right. So I had to ask the main guys. I says, Johnny's got to know because my computer's going crazy. Because I thought maybe, like I was saying, no volunteers or something physical happened that they couldn't get enough people to do the tours and all that stuff. But then nope, they're having more COVID that they want, and they're playing it safe. So that's the answer for the no tours on 2022. So now we got to cross our fingers for 2023, guys.
It's all we can do for sure.
Really, Peter?
Oh, shoot.
So something's happening.
Yep.
Something's happening with that other variant that's out there. Like I said, I don't watch the news. I watch Oak Island. I turn the TV off, and I'm with you guys. I stay positive. I don't look at any kind of negativity, even though it's sometimes you can't help but seeing it. But I thought with the COVID, it wouldn't be that bad as we're going on here, but it might be another variant, Judy, that I have no idea what's going on.
Well, I did hear a rumor today that there's talk in Ontario of us having to wear masks again, but I thought it was a rumor, John. Maybe it wasn't. By the way, Curtis says our camping trip is off, and Daniel says, thank goodness I don't want to do devil dogs.
Let me see. Robot always comes up with these off-beam, but interesting tactics. That's why I like them. You know me, I like things off the beam, Judy.
Yes, I know that for sure.
Robot, I hate to burst Lagina's bubble. Garnet brooch? Google. Vintage 1950s Hubley Pioneer toy cap gun revolver with leather holster. Remember, there was a toy pistol found, by Rustall's son, right?
Yeah, it was Ricky's when he was a kid.
So, Robot, you're going to have 70,000 people hitting Google looking at this thing. But I appreciate it. We look at all ends, all sides. I appreciate your work. Evening, Graham. Winston, COVID is soaring in Great Britain. Oh, my lordy 40. What the heck's going on, Judy? I had no idea.
I didn't either, John. Right here where I'm at, in my little town, there's none. So I have not heard any different.
Okay, well, that's what I heard today. I want to give you that information. When I heard that information from the main source, I give you the information. It's up to you to believe or not, but I always ask the questions. Sometimes they answer, sometimes they don't. And that's the answer I got. So that's why no tours. That's all I can do.
Right. And John, if that's the case, then they've done the right thing.
Right. And I was going to say that the robot, professor, that the brooch was analyzed by a gem specialist. So I don't think it was on a toy gun holster, but I put you out there anyways, just to see. Kathy, I never took my mask off. When I go to the doctor's appointments or I go get groceries, I continue to wear my mask. I have older parents that are 94 each that I take care of. And I don't care if I'm the only one with a mask on. I don't care. You know what I mean?
Gotcha, John. We all do what we each need to do for ourselves, right?
And here's the other Daniel. What drives me crazy, that's the only thing that drives you crazy, Daniel. I've been going crazy for 9 years here. What drives me crazy is the fact that it probably took many people to dig the shaft. Yes. Now, how come they haven't dug up the remains of a land camp yet? Did they sleep in boats all the time? They could have been on Frog Island. There was a British encampment there on Frog Island, and there was an encampment, Judy, on Oak Island. But then I don't know what they did as far as permits, but they did find a British encampment on Oak Island, Judy.
Yes, they did, John, and we just figured that someone has cleaned that all up because there's nothing there.
Julie, are the tours canceled this year to protect the excavations being done on the island since the COVID restrictions were lifted? No, the
That could be.
Huh?
That could be too, John. Maybe they just don't want anyone to know what's going on.
No. My information is COVID is ramping up and they want to play safe. This is what I'm told now. You guys can believe it, or you guys can believe it or not. That's what I'm told from my great source. And that's what I go by. It could be anything, but this is what I go by. What I ask, they're pretty truthful with me. And we'll go from there. You know what I mean, Judy?
All right. Gotcha, John, for sure. And Daniel says signs of British encampments have been found.
Yeah, I thought
Yes,
so.
they have.
I thought so. Remember a couple of seasons ago, Marty was in a backhoe and they were digging up around the rocks. And then all of a sudden, Laird went over there and he says, no, this is an encampment, a British encampment. And I don't know what happened to that after that. Do you?
No, I don't remember at all. I have no idea. I'm sure the British were there, and I'm sure they camped there at one point.
Yeah. Don't touch the rum, Daniel says. Jazdia, yeah, that Mayan gold. I watched a little bit, then I got just too tired. I wish somebody would find something. You know what I mean?
Right. That wouldn't that be nice on one of these shows?
Oh, God. Lordy 40. All right, Judy. You got your glass of water, your glass of wine, your coffee ready?
I'm ready. Let me take a sip here, and then I can go.
All right, let me put your picture up. I'm going to have Judy do her synopsis for the recap last night. She does a fantastic job. Only has a couple of weeks to go. So, Judy, your picture's up. When you're ready, thank you very much.
You're welcome. So, everybody, Season 9, Episode 21 or 22. We aren't exactly sure. And it's called A Lot in question marks. Or, I'm sorry, anyway, I can't think of the word I need, guys. It's called A Lot of Secrets. It's another beautiful fall morning on Oak Island. And in the Money Pit area, they are 72 feet down in the 10-foot hole, DMT2. Peter believes they are just grazing the Hedden shaft, and Charles hopes to hit the metal shield Hedden installed at the bottom of his shaft to prevent a cave-in. Ian points out that the digging has not gone this fast in the other cans. Another grab comes up full of more wood. They must get down 123 feet in order to get past the Hedden shaft. The following morning, on Lot 8, Jack, Gary, and Steve are examining the indentation in the ground over top of the anomalies found here last week. They are looking for more clues to help them get a permit to dig here. Gary detects and Jack digs up a round, solid piece of iron that could be part of a rod or could be a chisel. Gary says it reminds him of the swags, so it could be old. Is it connected to the anomalies below? They decide to take it to the archaeology trailer right away for testing. A new day arrives, and the team is meeting in the war room with researcher Scott Clark via video, who has a new theory about the red brooch from Lot 8. Scott now believes the brooch could be off of a Masonic high priest breastplate that would have been used or worn during a ceremony to bury or retrieve the Ark of the Covenant or other Templar treasure pieces. Many Masonic symbols have been found on Oak Island, and M.R. Chappell was a Mason. Was he also a high priest? Did he find out what was buried on Oak Island? And did he perhaps bury or retrieve an artifact from a vault on Lot 8? Scott believes it's a real possibility. Alex says we may have a stronger Masonic connection here than we thought. Rick tells Scott they will definitely follow up on his theory. As morning arrives again on Oak Island, Marty, Laird, Jack, Gary, and Scott gather on Lot 8 with the small excavator as they have gotten permission to dig 5 feet down to determine if it is worth the effort of getting a permit for a larger dig. Marty starts the dig and comes across lots of rocks that look to be laid out in the same way as the stone road is in the swamp. Was this stone structure put here to hide the anomalies below? Marty then hits a very large rock that looks like it was placed here on purpose. Jack looks at the rock closely and finds the dirt beneath it has been disturbed. Laird wonders where the rock came from, and Marty thinks their findings warrant a large dig permit. That afternoon, as Rick, Craig, and Marty arrive at the money pit area, the team has reached 90 feet down in hole DMT2. They need to get down to 123 feet in order to get below the head and shaft where the vault could be. A grab comes up from 90 feet and is full of wood, and Gary picks up a piece of axe-cut wood chip. Mm-hmm. They found many of these in the stone road. So could this construction have been done around the same time? Andrew from Rock comes over to tell the team that the hammer has hit something solid and is cutting through it. The hammer dumps another load, and Craig finds a wooden dowel or peg. It sinks in water, so it is very old, too old to be part of the head and shaft. Are they hitting the chapel vault? Craig says they need to do a C14 test on this piece. A new grab is dumped, and Rick picks up a very heavy, solid piece of squared wood about 1 foot long. It too sinks in water, so is very old, like the dowel, and it looks like oak. What would its purpose be, asks Marty, and it's not from the head and shaft. Another grab arrives from around 113 feet down, and Peter digs up a piece of heavy metal. As the team looks up at the last grab of the day, hanging from it is a large flat piece of sheet metal with spikes protruding from it. They have reached the bottom of the hidden shaft where a metal shield had been placed to keep the shaft from caving in. Is the vault below here? Marty believes they are just 30 feet above it. Yes, Acorns, we are left hanging till next week again, when we get to hear Corey and Mole's new finds of Oak Island's connection to Portugal. Will the fellowship hit the infamous chapel vault? Stay tuned, fellow Acorns, and remember to stay safe, please.
Fantastic synopsis, Judy. Again, thank you so much. It'll be posted in the Oak Island Quest page later on tonight. Judy, thank you so much.
You're welcome. I enjoyed doing that one.
Okay, let me pop this off. Hold on, guys.
Oh, thank you, Cindy.
Yep, she does make it feel like you're watching the show as she's doing it. That's how good she is. She's fantastic, I'm telling you. I don't know what I'd do without her.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That makes my day.
Yep, and as she was saying, next week with Corey and Mal, episode 22 or 23, I don't know. Yes, We Can is called episode of next week. The Fellowship races to compete their ambitious dig plan in the Money Pit as winter approaches. A Knights Templar lead has members of the team preparing for an expedition to Portugal. That's next week. We do have some screenshots of next week's promo when they say next week, Judy.
Yes, I'm looking forward to hearing Corey, and have missed the guy, so it'll be good to see him again.
Yep, he was on our show, a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
Great guy, always willing to come on.
He sure is.
Him and Christopher Morford. All right, Judy, let me take you out of here. And let's get to some screenshots and we'll start discussing, guys, all right?
Okay, sounds good. I'm ready.
Here we go. We only got 44 screenshots, guys.
That's okay, John.
You guys ready?
Ready.
There we go. One photo at a time. Let me see how good you guys are. Vanessa's control man here. What's his name? Not you, Judy, but let's see in the chat.
Okay.
Who's the guy at the controls right here? Let's see how much you guys watch. Ashley's right on the ball.
Yep.
Winston, Portugal screams Templar. Yeah, it really does. We'll see how they tie it in. More of these tie-ins. I want to see stuff.
For sure, John. Let's hope. Daniel said his name is the Claw.
Yep, Danny Smith the Claw. I always told Vanessa I want to get him on just to see how much fun he has up there when he's doing this stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh, that would be great. I really enjoy that.
Yeah, I try, Judy. You know, a lot of people don't like these live chit chats. I don't blame them. Some people like them, some people don't.
Right. Hey, if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Okay, see you later, Scott. And here's where they're looking at hitting the top of that concrete of the vault. And I don't even know if they ever hit it. You know what I mean, Judy?
I know, John, and something that bothers me too is if they're digging there right now, I hope they don't dig through it. That bothers me.
Well, if somebody went through it, they already did it 50 times over, you know?
Okay, so whatever's in there could be ruined anyway.
Not unless it's in the bedrock. You know, you would put things in the bedrock or a side chamber a lot shallower. You know what I mean?
Yes, well, let's hope. Daniel says Danny is a cool name. I've always been partial to it.
I wonder why, Professor. I wonder why. So this is where a DMT2 shaft is, right on the side of the heading shaft. That's why they demolished that metal protection 6 feet below on the bottom of the shaft. Because we saw this before, Judy. If people have been watching the show, they've seen that before, so nobody was excited on seeing that thing coming up.
No, that we have seen. I mean, the other pieces that we saw of it weren't that big for sure, but we've seen some.
Yeah, some will rip off bigger than other pieces, smaller. It all depends how the grab tore it, you know.
Right.
And this is showing that metal piece on the bottom, if you can see it. At 124, this is the metal that's around the outside of the head and shaft. So they're right at the 124 and going deeper. Okay, so that makes the explanation of what that metal was ripped up about, Judy.
Yes, this makes it very clear. I hope they hit something there.
I just wanted to do this screenshot where DMT2 is, not comparable to the Women's Memorial, but if you look up in the right-hand corner, you'll see Dan Blankenship's drill truck, and to the right, that's where 10X is, and you'll see the cage right next to that. You see that, guys?
Yes, see it.
Now look how straight it is. Not straight, but look how it is eyeball-wise, right from DMT2 to 10X. Does that seem a little strange?
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Huh. Yeah, they're pretty even.
So I love this screenshot, just showing you how far 10X is from DMT2. Probably 300 feet, maybe. Somewhere in there. You know what I mean,
Not
Scott?
far, anyway.
Yeah. Even though Dan says the money pit was a ruse. Well, who knows? I don't know anymore. But I'm pretty sure if they don't find anything in all these 4 10-foot cans, that we have to look somewhere else, Judy.
Yes, I think so too. I think they're going to have to go west.
Yep. We got to get out of this money pit.
Daniel said they need to put a big can over 10X next season.
Hey, don't forget, Vanessa said she's making 14-foot diameter caissons. So I don't know what they use those for. I don't know how many footers are 14-footed around for a bridge or something, but that would fit nicely there. You know what I mean, guys?
It sure would. That'd be great right there.
So I just wanted to give you an idea of how close they are to 10X. They put a bigger can on top of it with a lid so nobody obviously would fall in there, or animals or whatever. So for protection, they have to cover that stuff up. So you see that, Judy, right?
Yes, very clearly, John.
And they got to follow the water. We got to follow where Spooner Silver is. You know, what direction is the water going down there? Did they throw anything down there before they filled up these other caissons, these 10-foot caissons, and throw something down there to see which way the water is going? I don't even think we got that information, did we?
No, I don't remember getting it anyway. but it would be interesting to know.
Here's Ashley's got a good question. It's probably been discussed and I missed it, but I have nothing's dumb here, Ashley. Nothing's dumb. If they find the chapel vault, does that tell them exactly where the actual money pit is? Could it be? How'd you like that one? Pretty good, huh?
Oh, very good.
We don't know if there's multiple spots of treasure, but the chapel vault obviously is the vault with the treasure in it. And there could be another side tunnel to be an extra sort of money pit. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. There could be several tunnels off that money pit
Right.
that are holding something.
Right. Yep. The offset chambers.
That's it.
Yep.
You got it.
And then here's the gang with the surveyor, Stephen. This is all going to be around lot 8. So we're concentrating on lot 8, I guess.
And that's okay. I want to see what's there.
Yep. And they're digging on that red dot. That's that big indicator of a big metal object. And they put that other piece on there and they said there's something at 5 feet, there's something at 20 feet. And obviously we found nothing at 5 feet. So I was looking around lot 8. I see a couple of boulders, but that's how the land is, you know, Judy?
Yeah, there's certainly all kinds of them there.
Yep. Even though this part of the land wasn't farmed, it wasn't lived on. So it was just there for what? Who the heck knows?
But it did look like to me where they were digging with the excavator that large rock was placed there. That's my opinion anyway.
Yep. Yep. And there's the indentation with the rock, almost like a tomb, almost like a cemetery plot, I was thinking.
Yes, you're right.
And I was thinking if this was a cemetery plot, and when he started digging, guys, remember he was picking up a lot of stones, right?
Yes.
So then in the old days, you know, they put the body and they just buried it with stones underneath. I mean, it wasn't in a casket or anything.
John, who knows? It could very well be a tomb. We just don't know.
Right. But like we had another member, I forgot who it is because I get so many messages. Why didn't they dig 10 feet away from this depression and see if it was still stony there? I mean, they had the permit for 5 feet, but why did they just do the depression? Why couldn't they just move over past the rock, Judy, say 10 feet, and just to see if there's more rocks there? Or maybe they need another permit to move 1 inch. I have no idea.
That's what I was wondering, if they only had the permit to dig in that very spot.
Yeah.
But it sure would be a good idea to go further over.
Just to see, you know.
Right.
And there he is. He's been pretty quiet on the social media front. I haven't heard a word from Steve in a long, long while. And here again, they show the scanning. The dark spot there is lot 5 that they don't own, or if they're trying to buy it now because the owner passed away. And I will be asking shortly, why is Fred Nolan's land not scanned? Because it's black there also. So I'll try to get some answers for you guys within a couple of days, because I've been asking this myself over and over. I got to get an answer.
Well, it sounds like an answer I would like as well, John.
Okay, Scott, watch it later. And then don't forget, when Carmen saw this metal piece out of lot 8, Judy, his first impression was a barrel maker.
Right. Yes.
So I always go by Carmen's first impression. I don't know why, because then they always go back to the, it's a ship thing, it's a ship tool, it's a ship this. But when he said it's something to do with the barrels, the bands around the barrels, I'm going, So just keep that in mind, guys, as the show goes on to the end of the season here, because we don't know about season 10. And we'll go from there. What do you think, Judy?
Oh, John, I think there's certainly the possibility that they made barrels there. So it's certainly possible it could be that.
You up, Scott? And this is what that portable machine reads down to 130 feet. And it shows you a 3D image of what you're scanning, which is fantastic, but that doesn't do anything if there's nothing there, you know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
And there they are with the metal detector. It's supposed to be a pulsing metal detector that Gary has. And Steve marking out the GPS coordinates, exactly where it is. They found this thing. He thought it was like the top of a chisel, I guess. But who the heck knows, Judy?
Right. I couldn't help but laugh. Jack with his hood on and his big beard now. He looked like a Knight Templar right there.
Yeah. I mean, was William...
I don't know what this thing is, John.
Yeah, I mean, was William Chappell there to protect the treasure or bury it more? You know what I mean?
Right.
Very, very strange. If anything. There's just another shot of this metal piece. Yeah, Ashley, he looked like a dark monk. Yep. And there's just showing some kind of pointed chisels that they found years ago in Smith's Cove. The sludges from the 1400s. What you would think with all that work they did on the island, whatever, whoever, how many, that there'd be a lot more than just a couple of pieces. That just throws me off that the island's so clean. It just goes crazy.
I know, John. It is astounding, really. They did a lot of work to clean it up.
And if so, they covered the road up. They cover the roads. Why do you need a road if you only got a couple of treasure chests or whatever? Why do you need a road? That's what I'm considering. I need a road to bury my treasure. Oh, I don't know.
Right.
No idea.
Especially maybe, John, because they were coming and going and putting some in and taking some out all the time. I don't know.
And here's Scott Clark. He always yells at me that I don't take a good screenshot of him. And I told him, I says, when he was reading his presentation, his computer screen was in his glasses. I couldn't get a clear shot to make his glasses reflect the glare. So Scott, I promise when you're live, you'll be looking good. You'll be looking good.
Looking very wise there, Scott, though, for sure.
Yep. He had his presentation about the silver on the ship. You remember that, guys, right?
Yes.
Here's the professor. They found many pieces over the years with some being trashed because they weren't treasure. Yeah, like axe heads. They find 4 or 5 of them in a pile that could have been in a tool shed that rotted away. I hear you, Daniel. You know what I mean, Judy?
Right. Yeah, we don't know how much stuff has been just thrown overboard. So we can't count that.
Now, if I saw a piece of steel like that or whatever, and I know it's on a treasure island, I don't think anything's trash. I mean, if you're looking for a treasure on a treasure island, everything's supposed to be tied in. But in the old days, if it didn't look like gold or silver or a gem or something, they just heaved it or remelted it to make a better tool. You know what I mean?
Right. Yes.
Hello, Annie. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for being a member. I came in late. I just love your shows. Great conversation. Thank you, Annie.
Very nice.
And this guy was in cahoots with the other guy, Captain Belcher of Boston. Where is all this silver?
Well, I hope we find it. Because I haven't seen any yet.
Unreal. We have so many theories, so many possibilities of treasure here and treasure there on Oak Island. Yet for 9 years, guys, I know we're getting a history lesson. I know what's making people wanting to be somebody like Vanessa and Aaron and excavators and archaeology. But holy schmoly, can we come up with something tangible? You know what I mean, Judy?
Yes, John. I think we all are wishing for that and hoping that happens for the fellowship's sake as well.
Yep. Hello, Stu. How are you? Annie Francis. Did I hear about one landowner that will pay all his bills in silver coins? I think that was Samuel Ball.
I think it was.
Yep. And here's Daniel. It's under Spooner's shed now. Yep. He made a big statement, Daniel, at the close of last season about Spooner Silver. A big statement. So not only do we want him to find it, imagine the pressure that's on him. You know what I mean?
Exactly. All of them, for sure. My heart aches for them. It really does. They've been at this a long time.
Yep. Jazdia says no, someone who lived there later. No, I think it was, we'll have to ask the professor on that, who paid in silver. I'm pretty sure it was either Samuel Ball or who was the farmer? Smith? Not Smith. What was the farmer's name?
Gosh.
Oh,
I can't remember, John.
Can't remember.
No, I can't either.
Yup, Spanish currency, Daniel says, yup. And here's Scott on the old war room remote. Talking to the boys. He'll be with us live Saturday, April 16th. Anthony Graves, Caroline, thank you so much. That's it.
Thank you.
We'll have Scott Clark on live Saturday, the 16th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday, 2 weeks from now, Easter weekend. So when you're culling your eggs and eating your peeps, turn us on at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. We'll be live right here on the Quest channel and YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. Don't forget to hit that like button on the YouTube side. Don't forget to subscribe. I need subscribers. It's all free. I thank you very much. Check out Dot to Dot, his YouTube channel, and Oak Island Research, and Dee Dee Willingham. All great people.
We have a lot of great people in our group, John. We're very lucky.
Yep. Now here's the brooch without the bracket. Not to call it the bracket, you guys. Oh my lordy forty. Without the mount. I call it a mount then. How's that? A mount.
Yep, that sounds good.
And this is how those breastplates looked. Looked like a lot of writing on such, but the one on the right hand side, the red one, just looks like no writing on it to me, I guess. The setting. Yeah, the setting. Thank you guys. The setting of the jewel.
Yes. I mean, certainly it could have fallen out of that setting for sure, but it's hard to tell.
Or he's buried there. You know what I mean?
Yes. It's so hard to tell.
And then they have a lot of writing on them, and he superimposed the gem right in the middle there. Just to give you an idea, sort of the same size. And I see the ones to the left and right, they do have a little setting around them. You see the little gold beady stuff around the edge?
I do, John, and that looks similar for sure.
You know what I mean, guys?
It's certainly a big possibility.
And the professor says, I have seen the stones in various shapes and sizes on breastplates.
Okay. That's the first one I've ever seen, is this one.
I've never seen one before in my life. Don't know, Ashley. It's called a bezel. There you go. The hook nose. The hook nose or jewelry.
And you know, John, it could depend on who made that particular breastplate and where they were at the time and what they had to work with as to what it looked like.
And what year it was, what era it was, and everything else, etc., etc., etc.
You got it.
Now, was he there to cover up the treasure? Was he there to get the treasure? No idea. No idea at all. I don't know what year it's showing, Linda. We're going to have to get these questions and ask Scott Clark these pertinent questions, Judy. You know what I mean? Well, like, what year was that breastplate made from? You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah, we'll have to make sure that we do that.
Because I'll forget.
Well, I will try and remember.
Okay, thank you, Judy.
Maybe Linda will remind us. Or Kathy, whoever asked that question. Linda.
Yep. BC says, I think the Masons have the 90-foot stone. No idea where that thing is. BC says to cover it up would be my guess, to throw us off the dig at the money pit, but the thing's on the west side of the island. But we'll dig and put this shaft in the money pit so people from years from now are always digging in the money pit. The diversion tactic, you know, Judy?
Right. And Dan thought that always.
A big old diversion. There's a picture they showed of the high priestess, but I never saw a high priestess breastplate or knew of once a year they go see the Ark of the Covenant. I had no idea of all this stuff, Judy.
Yeah, I know a bit about the Masons. My grandfather was one, but I didn't know about the breastplate, so I've enjoyed learning this.
So just find out in 2022 who's wearing a breastplate and where they're going. If they're not going anywhere, that means it's still around Oak Island or the USA, right?
Right, exactly. We have Masons all over the world now, along with still Templars, so there's probably ceremonies going on.
Yeah, the high priest.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, if the thing is still viable and in a church someplace or not, they should be doing the same service. Obviously, you're not going to tell us everything's secret.
Right.
So if you guys, you're on vacation and see some guy like this here dressed in a breastplate walking around a village or something, follow him around, all right? Thank you.
Don't forget that, guys.
And get back to us and report it with photos. Thank you. And then Linda says, she don't trust Masons. I feel they might be trying to keep it covered. Oak Island always has a Mason tour. So what's that tell you?
Yes. A lot of Masons, though, in and around Nova Scotia, and some of them are in the fellowship.
Yep. And here's how, looks like the 90 feet with a trap door on top that they put the Ark of the Covenant in. Just got to find it. We just have to find it, there or not.
Yes.
A lot of wood, Winston, from searchers on top of searchers. I think there was 45 shafts and over 2,000 drill holes plus PVC pipe. The place is a mess, Winston. But I've never seen this before either, that the Ark of the Covenant was situated in a form like this, like the money pit, Judy. I never saw that before. So I've seen a lot of new stuff yesterday.
Yes, I did too.
Yep, secrets are power. But I think if they don't find anything in this next 10-foot diameter hole, if they hit bedrock again at 150 or whatever, I would say the money pit area, in my own opinion, let's get out of there. Maybe if something comes up that's just unbelievable with that new technology that can do x-rays from the bottom up to show something, that's the only reason why I would go back there with that new technology that they can do and see anomalies and vaults from the bottom up, Judy. And that's about the only way I would go back there. And it's got to be pretty permanent. You know what I mean?
I agree. Yes, I agree, John. I sure hope they find something. I think it will always stay in our minds if they leave it and don't go back there again. Was there something there that we missed?
Right. Or when they put that new technology under the swamp, is there a tunnel from the swamp to an offset chamber, a void? But as far as the money pit putting caissons down, nope.
Oh, Daniel. He says, I must confess, I'm a 33-degree Freemason. Wow, Daniel. That is a great surprise.
The Muyan. Yup, Caroline, that's what I'm waiting for.
Oh, Daniel. He says he's just kidding. I fell for it.
Judy.
Oh, dear.
And Winston has got it about right. The secret that's been kept for over 7 centuries, but by who? I think there's a secretive group that still exists. You got that right. You got that right. You got it right on the ball there, Winston. And here's Marty with the digger doing the 5-foot dig in that hole on lot 8. Small digger that they had. He didn't want Scott to do it. Marty's got to get a little bit of his money's worth. You know what I mean?
Yes, for sure. That's a pretty neat little excavator anyway.
Yeah, I like them. I like them little things. Very handy. Then he told Scott, fill it up, Scott. And then he walked away with the guys. Fill the hole in.
Yes, let Scott do the work, eh?
That's what he was telling him. But at least we got the dig. I didn't think they even get the permit to dig the 5-foot test hole on this lot 8, Judy.
I didn't either. I was surprised, John, that they were able to do that. Well, let's hope they get the permit for the big dig there.
And Tammy says, April Fool's is a few days late, Daniel, Tammy says. There's the hole. I'm not sure that's even 5 foot deep. 5 feet is 60 inches. And I'm going, well, I think they can go a little deeper than that. But Jack said, well, that's 5 feet. Well, I don't know. Maybe the angle's off for me, but that doesn't look 5 foot deep to me.
No. Well, I suppose they want to be so careful so that they can get the bigger permit.
But why don't they just have a 5-foot piece of wood they can measure and just make sure they got all 5 foot? Every inch counts here. You know what I mean?
Right. You're right. Could have done that.
So little things like that I don't understand, but I'm not there. So, yup, Winston, Marty asked Scott to fill the hole back in. They got to do it. When they dig it out, they got to fill it back in. You got to return the land to normal. Yes, it is water, BC. And then they found this other peg at the money pit, I'm pretty sure. Then they're separating all the old wood from the new wood, Judy. And I was thinking of, okay, did we come up with any dates of all this wood that they're finding? Pre-searcher, searcher, new wood to support the old wood to support the new wood. I didn't get no answer.
Oh, okay, right. I'm wondering, John, if they couldn't get C14 done this year.
And I thought we had one member say they were closed. Whoever does their carbon 14 testing on the wood, they were closed because of COVID. So I remember that too. So I think that's why we're not getting any wood dates, because we would surely, by Mr. Tester, have dates by now.
Yes, because they always did it as soon as they could before. And I do remember them saying that near the first of the season.
Yep.
That it was closed. So
that's what's got to be. They're closed up. Whatever COVID is hitting their testing site, wherever they send it, I have no idea, but it's what's got to be. When you don't see it all of a sudden, that's what it has to be. And here's the guys on the sausage table. Then they find this big block, comes out of nowhere. And they say it's old when it sinks into the water, you know what I mean? So whatever that means.
I guess Dan said that was his test to find out how old the wood was.
Yeah. And he used to smell it too, remember?
Yes. Yeah, he did. And I see Rick do that once in a while, but that thing looks really heavy.
It looks like a rock, to tell you the truth.
Really, yes.
There's the piece of the protective sheathing on the bottom of head and shaft. That was one piece. Then there was a huge piece that came out after that. There's the big piece with all the nails, bolts to hold it in on the bottom. And of course, I got to look around the whole picture. I just don't look at the piece. I'm looking at the mud. I'm looking at the full. I'm looking at that orange truck, that yellow truck. I'm looking all over, Judy.
Yes. Daniel said, I think that was the special lab that did the species testing in Alaska. And I remember them saying Alaska.
Yep.
So Linda Shafto wonders if that could be a cement block. But they said it was wood and that it looked like oak, didn't they?
Yep. This is the last picture. Of course, I'm looking at one thing here. This is the last picture of the screenshots. Didn't they get a machine to do dendrology in the war room? No, it was a material machine that they know the material makeup. You know what I mean, Judy? It wasn't a age.
Right.
Now look at those little piles of rocks. You see them little piles of rocks in front of the wood?
Yes.
Does one boulder look a little weird?
I don't know, John.
The bigger boulder that looks like there's like a hole in it?
It does. It does look like it's got a hole on the top end.
Or am I seeing things? It looks like a big jug.
Yes, you're right. It does. Now, whether that is a hole or dirt on it, I don't know. But it does look like a hole.
So I was saying, when I first saw it, I says, what's that jug doing there? I know it's not the jug, it's rocks, but I'm going, these guys drive me crazy. This show's driving me nuts.
Kathy thinks it looks like a buoy.
Unbelievable.
Daniel says, blow it up, John.
Yeah. I'll have to blow it. I'll put it on the chat after, see what's going on. It's about all I can do. People with Photoshop and all that, I don't have any of that. I just can get it larger. And then the larger you get it, the more fuzzier it gets. You know what I mean, Judy?
Yes, it does happen that way. I can't get over how big that piece of metal is. I did not realize it till I saw this particular shot that it was that large.
Let's see what Stefan has here. The garnet was identified by refractive index as rhodolite, and is a faceted oval. Calibrated ovals with a brilliant table were not made before 1400. Source of old magnesium iron garnet is Czech. Thank you so much, Stephen.
Wow.
I just love this information that just pops up. You know what I mean?
Me too, John. That's one reason why we do this.
We're not made before 1400s. Wow. Could be a darker color, Caroline. I don't know. I'll get back after and see what I can do. All right, we got a little bit of promotion for next week, Judy. Then we'll just button it up a little bit, okay?
All right, sounds good, John.
All righty. Next week, I'll be on pre-show Tuesday at 7:15 on the Yes We Can. The fellowship races to compete their ambitious dig plan in the Money Pit as winter approaches. The Knights Templar lead as members of the team preparing for a trip to Portugal with Corian. Judy will be with me Wednesday night at 7:30, all night long with her recap and synopsis of next Tuesday's show, Judy.
And I'm looking forward to that one. I want to find out what Corian knows.
Yep, how he's tying all this in. So we'll see a little bit of promo screenshots for next week. And don't forget the 16th on Saturday. Mark your calendar. Scott Clark will be with me live at 7 p.m. Saturday night, Easter weekend. So when you're coloring your eggs, put us on. And there's Corian, my friend Corian. He's been on the show a couple of times. He was on a couple of weeks ago. Just look back in my YouTube podcast, Judy. They can find them someplace in there.
Yes, he's there.
Yep. I don't do links and all that because it's too complicated. So for you guys on YouTube, just search, and there he be. So there he is in the war room. Talking about the, I don't know, I see a lot of ships on this photograph. Maybe it's the 18 ships that left Portugal. Remember, there was like 18 ships that left somewhere. I can't remember where.
Yes. This has something to do with the connection that Corian found.
Yep.
I'm wondering if he just might meet them in Portugal. That would be interesting.
Who knows? I have no idea. In this piece, they said it's part of the chapel vault. Well, who knows? They can just say that off the top of their heads, but I took a picture of it after they said it. This piece of wood with concrete on it, maybe. It's only my own opinion, but that's what they said, so take it or leave it. Believe it or not, Judy, that's what I took a picture of.
Well, John, it looks interesting for sure, so I'm anxious to find out.
And then this crazy looking thing that I have no idea where it was found. This is on the promo. They give you like a 20-second promo. And I try to pick out anything I can see because they know Johnny's going to do a screenshot. Even if they give me a 500,000 second, I'll try to get it. So they know John Stummer's going to try to do a screenshot. So they know that when they're doing this, right?
Right, exactly. They do it just for you, John.
And don't forget to blur it because John Stummer's going to try to put it on the show. We'll have to blur it too, so to drive him crazy. Let's make it a little blurry. Okay, thank you.
I think this is something they find this next week, right?
This is next week's promo, right? This is next Tuesday night's promo. Yep. In fact, we'll go over this if they give us a little bit more tidbits on the pre-show, 7:15 Tuesday before the show. I'll be on, and maybe I can get a little bit more screenshots or information on it, Judy.
Yeah, good. That would be great, John.
And this is the last hole they're doing, DMT2. Now, what the heck is this supposed to mean? One more chance for a big find. In the money pit only. Right?
Yes. I wonder if it means going below the chapel or down into the chapel vault. But they've got one more chance for that.
Well, they're at it now. If they pulled up the protective stuff on the bottom of chapel vault, that's as far as chapel went. Now they're going into the bottom. You know what I mean? Farther.
Right. Yeah, that was the head and shaft
Yep.
is one they just went to the bottom of.
Yep.
And then the chapel vault hopefully is below that. So could that be what they mean? This is their last dig right there?
Yeah, I think they said they were 30 feet away. Once they went through that metal,
Yes.
I think Marty said in the promo, they're 30 feet away from the vault. I'm pretty sure they said
They did.
that. So that
Yeah, it was in my synopsis, John. That's what he said.
Okay, because if they're at 125 at the bottom of the vault, 30 feet would be 155, and that 150 depth seems to be a target depth.
It does, yes.
Hello, Patricia. You just made it. We're just about buttoning up. Of course, it's always on YouTube. It's always on Facebook. We're live on Twitter, and it's always on Twitter. What do I have here next? Let's see. 165. See the depth there? 165 on the side there.
Okay.
So they're down in there pretty good.
They sure are.
And they come up with this piece of metal that doesn't supposed to be there. So I'm looking, could that just be a piece again of the protective stuff on the bottom of the shaft that just sunk deeper, Judy? You know what I'm saying?
Yes, that's what I was wondering too.
Good night, Annie. Thanks for coming in. We're buttoning it up pretty shortly here. Please come back.
Yes, please do.
So this is the last piece that they showed that it doesn't supposed to be at the depth of whatever they're at. This was on a promo because I'm pretty sure whatever metal they picked up, they already grabbed it up, but it could be a torn piece off of something. You know what I mean?
Right, right. Remind me, in the chapel vault itself, there's cement and then wood. Was there metal under that wood?
Concrete, metal, wood. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay. So that could be off of that.
Could be, but we'll find out next Tuesday.
We will. Cindy says, John, great show tonight, except for the camping trip being canceled.
Yep, you'll have to wait till next year for your camping trip to go to Oak Island. All right, Judy, let's button it up on your side, then I'll button it up and we'll get out of here, and I'll see them next Tuesday pre-show. You'll see them next Wednesday, so go ahead, Judy.
Okay, thanks, John. Hey, everybody, I just want to say a special thank you to all of you for taking part, because John and I enjoy that so much. We need to know what you're thinking. We want to know what you're thinking, so please keep taking part. And have a good week. I'll see you next Wednesday night. And in the meantime, stay safe, everybody. Please stay safe. You too, John.
Okay, Judy, I'll be talking to you. Thank you so much. Right on with your synopsis. It'll be printed out into the Quest of Oak Island Facebook group so everybody can see it later on. Thank you so much, Judy. Good night.
Okay, good night.
All right, guys, that's it for tonight. Like I said, I'll see you next Tuesday pre-show, 7:15. Judy will be with me next Wednesday at 7:30 doing a recap of Tuesday night show. Yes, we can. But remember, members, always go forward. You may get a setback, but just believe in yourself. Believe in your dreams no matter how old you are. Just go for it. You keep smiling. You be kind. For tomorrow was a never given. This world needs a lot of prayers, what's going on now. So stay strong, stay safe, stay positive. I thank you for joining me and Judy tonight. Like I said, I'll see you Tuesday pre-show. Don't forget to mark your calendar for Scott Clark. April 16th, Saturday night at 7 p.m. I hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you. Take care. And bye-bye.